just bought this crash damaged Golf off Copart. Copart is a car crash auction website where thousands of cars get sold after they were written off. I placed a bid and won. And the winning bid was on this Volkswagen Golf, and I paid a total of £3,150 for it. The headlight's been smashed, the wing has been absolutely yeeted, the bonnet's got a ding on it, the wing mirror left the chat, the door has a couple of dings in it, the windscreen has been bullseyed, but it runs, it drives, and it's pretty clearly been in an accident. So why did I buy a crash damaged Golf off Copart? No, I'm not trying to be the next Matt Armstrong. I needed to replace my daily driver with a cheap car which would allow us to release the funds to finally get our Brasilia across the finishing line. I've had loads of Golfs, I've never actually owned an estate, so I thought why not get a car, build it for you guys, save some money for the Brasilia, and let's do some cool shit. This place is a nice cockpit to sit in. Got a few lights on the dashboard. Obviously we've got a headlight that's been smashed up, but a pleasant surprise to me, we've got start stop keyless entry, we've got automatic hold, we've got heated seats, we've got nav. The only downside is we haven't got Apple CarPlay, which maybe we'll do something with that. We have got 2 keys, which is also a bonus. Heated mirrors, cruise control, this lovely steering wheel, nice place to sit, and the car has done 134,000 miles. My iPhone 17 Pro Max fits perfectly in this little cubby hole here. Has also got a tow bar, which is handy, and a spacious boot where we've already actually started to acquire some of the parts to fix it. Sweet. Let's tackle this wing mirror together. Now, the old wing mirror is gone, as you can see. So to take it off, we need to remove the door card. There's 2 T40 torque screws and a little twisty turn underneath the door. The rest is held on by clips, which we can see we are pulling away here, once I did find that final T40. 2 T40s holding the wing mirror to the car, and I tried to unplug it without taking the door card off, but decided it was easier to remove it. Unplugging the wing mirror, as you can see here, and then it was just as easy as pulling it straight out. Easily said rather than done, because it did get snagged and I couldn't actually get it out. But we got there in the end. Out with the old and in with the new. Again, easier said than done. I just need to feed the cable through the door, but it's having other ideas. I resorted to the Sparky's trick of using the rod to actually rod it through, and then the mirror was in place on the door. We just needed to fasten up the T40's torque screws, which held it to the car, and then once they were tight enough, we could use a little plastic cover to cover them up. And just like that, that is a wing mirror successfully swapped over, and our first fix of the Golf. Just a door card left to reattach to the door, and that went back on exactly in the reverse of it coming off. So it turns out I did make a little bit of a mistake. That winter pack that I just boasted about, well, I just did a winter pack delete on the driver's side because in my haste, I bought the cheapest wing mirror off eBay, and it isn't the right one. But that doesn't matter. We will get another one in the future. But for now, I think we need to strip some of the parts off this. I want to take the bonnet off, but I can't actually take the bonnet off yet because we need a new windscreen, and I'm pretty sure Homeboy will need the bonnet for his Pro set so you can put the windscreen on. So I think let's hit this wing and see if we can change that. Now, I say it like it's going to be a challenge because I'm in my house, most of my tools at my parents' house. I never really moved anything over when I moved into here. So hopefully I've got the stuff in my little man cave cupboard to get the job done. I've done a little bit of digging. I found some hair. But investigation's on hold. We need to get the car up in the air. We need to get this wing off. So to do that, we need to remove the wheel arch liner, which is held in by numerous T25 torque screws, which are located all the way around the wheel arch. It's a little game of trying to find them. With the wheel arch lining out, we can find the bolts that hold the wing in, and there's 10 mils scattered around all over. To get the wing off, we need to undo the 3 10 mils inside the door shut. There's 2 10 mils at the bottom, 3 10 mils across the top, and then the wing will just come off as easy as this. There was a little bit of fettling, prodding and poking, so it did get caught around the bumper, but just like that, that is the wing off the car, ready for the new one to go on. I didn't have anything to undo them little nuts on there, so to undo this bracket completely off the car here, but we can put that back on in a minute. But the wing is off. Nice. It's now the turn of the headlight, so we waste no time getting that removed. The grille has to come off, and there's various fixings which I think are T40 all the way around, and just like that, the headlight is free from the car. Now these Golf headlights don't come up cheap. We bought one off eBay, relatively cheap, with a plan, but it's all gone down the toilet. So I've just taken this module off the back of the light, and you can see there's so much water in here. That's because the light's been broken, sat there for ages. That is probably buggered. For God's sake. Make sure to hit subscribe on our channel to find out what happens with the headlights moving forward. I asked ChatGPT what a typical Golf driver looked like, and let's just say I don't fit the stereotype at all. I've got a little bit of bum fluff, I haven't got a full beard, I haven't got a full-on tracksuit, and I don't think I'm chavvy enough, if I'm honest. I would say I'm probably not the right person for this car, but I thought, why don't we try and see if we can profile who owned this car before us, going off clues that we find in the car. Starting off in the driver's door card, I mean, this is all stuff from Copart. I mean, that is from McDonald's, so they definitely went to McDonald's. They loved a bit of chocolate, a bit of Cadbury's, and by the looks of it, more proof of being a little McDonald's bandit. And by the looks of it, when they were in McDonald's, they struggled getting the burger in their teeth because they've got a little flosser here. So we've established the person who drove this car spent a lot of time at the McDonald's drive-thru. Now the next best place to look is the glove box. Got a bit of trim, don't really know where that's from, potentially the radar underneath. Oh, they're like a bit of chicken, they've been at Nando's. Bit of peri-peri. No other clues in the glove box. Nothing in there. What about this door card? Nothing in there either. I mean, the back's just full of car parts I've taken off, and my dog's crate because I was measuring up that. Smartphone connectivity. Whose name is in the car? Let's have a look on phone. Will it tell us someone's name? If it loads. Starting telephone. Drum roll please. And the name on the phone is... There isn't one. Oh. What's going on here? Daryl. Daryl's iPhone. Now that's a big clue. This is our guy then. This was a guy who crashed our car. So it was him we have to thank. Now just for reference, this was the guy that ChatGPT said that Golf GTD estate drivers look like. Something's not quite right there. Either way, I'm certainly not a Daryl, but that is all we have got time for, so thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, smash that thumbs up button, smash the subscribe button down below, and I will see you in the next installment of the Golf, where hopefully we're making a little bit more progress on it. Check out some other videos on the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.